Crickets.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome back to Masterpiece Shitpiece Theater. Let's go ahead and start with our introductions as usual. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on a second for me. Welcome back to Masterpiece. There we go. Look at me fucking up once again. There we go. My fucking bad.
Dude, I had my YouTube thing and I forgot to mute it. So I was like triple echoing.
All right, let's go ahead and start with Josh. Josh Fisher, tell them where you're at.
I'm right here with you, gentlemen, on Friday nights. I'm on the All Queued Up podcast every other Friday with my partner, Greg. If you tuned in last week, you got to meet him. He was awesome. And myself, Josh Fisher on Facebook and in the groups. And Sabanur 1976 on Twitch.
Check out that Twitch.
Mm-hmm. And we have coming to us from Wisconsin, Rob Milton. Tell me where you're at.
What's up, beautiful bastards? Rob's Robits at Instagram, on the good old books, usually on the ROC at Rob Milton, and at this point in time, trying not to fall asleep in a mountain full of boxes.
Moving fucking sucks.
Oh, does it ever? And it will be the last time, thank fuck.
Sam, tell us about yourself.
I'm on Instagram, Insta_Sam89, and then Sam Mead in the Facebook group. I'm always creeping around. And real quick, I just wanted to read from our group chat one message out of context. Sorry. And this is from Josh. It says, man, I kind of want to throw...
Nope. Shh. She listens to the show on the replay.
Ellie, hit me up privately if you want to. I'll send you a screenshot of it. Just don't show Misty.
Currently from Josh, my favorite porno is two girls.
Because I was going to go back and read the chat and try to make sense of it all, but I said, you know what? Let me just hear this on there. I'll keep your business private. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
All right. Let's jump into the...
You're killing my nice guy image here, Sam.
Yeah. They got to learn.
Oh, man.
All right. Let's jump into the gift that keeps on giving, Movie Pass.
Do you mean
oh God, yeah.
It's like the opposite.
So now, Movie Pass has decided not to let people cancel their subscriptions. When you go and cancel your subscription, they sign you right back up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and if you're trying to cancel after that, they're saying unable to complete this task at this time. And billing people unwillingly for a new plan. But that's not all they did this week.
Ooh,
they also
but wait, there's more.
There is more, oddly enough. They also restrict the movies you can see even more now. Yes, you have 6 different movies a day that you can choose from to see, but they restrict the show times. The first day they implemented this, they only gave you 2 choices on a Friday night. One of the choices was the new Christopher Robin movie, and it was a 10:30 p.m. showing. and people are like, okay, you got a kids movie showing at 10:30 at night. It's going to let out about 1 a.m. How many kids are going to be out at 1 a.m. Movie Pass? Come on, really?
But there are stoners for that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many are going to go see Christopher Robin?
It depends on how stoned they are.
That's true.
That movie could be really
okay. I take that back.
On a good drop of acid. Not gonna lie.
But yeah, that's they're continuing to dig a hole for themselves, and their investors are suing them, or not suing them, but they're very, very displeased with them, and it looks like they don't even have enough money to make it to September.
Bye.
But yeah, quick update on those jerks.
As my 5-year-old would say, are they dead yet?
I mean, It doesn't look like it's going to be too much longer before the nail's in that coffin. But as long as they give us something new to bring up weekly, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we got probably 3 more weeks worth of news out of them.
Right?
Going from Movie Pass to talk about another disaster. Green Lantern rumors this week.
If they put Tom Cruise in that,
Boy, Tom
I swear to
Cruise,
God, I
man.
am boycotting all of it.
They have talked to Tom Cruise, and supposedly he's turned the role down because Green Lantern dies in the script.
Oh, good.
Oh, what? Tom Cruise can't have an on-screen death?
I don't think he's going to die in real life, so he might be salty about that. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about how he like hasn't changed in like 30 years, like his appearance. So like, basically,
look at fucking Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
But man, how long's Tom Cruise been doing this shit since like the 80s?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
His first movie was
Over 30.
The Outsiders, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a good movie, man.
So since like 82?
Yeah.
And he just basically has looked the same since then.
Yeah.
Except
I
he
mean,
got his teeth
Top Gun
fixed.
was like 84,
Yeah.
wasn't it? 84.
No, Top Gun was 86.
86, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, that dude.
Hey, man, that movie was dope.
And they are filming a sequel to Top Gun.
with
He's
Val
in
At this point,
Val
can
Kilmer's in it too.
Val Kilmer's in it?
He's-
no
Yes.
Tom Cruise is back as Maverick in Top Gun 2.
Man, apparently Val Kilmer looks like crazy now. I haven't seen
Oh,
him.
dude, he looks like Gary Busey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, there's an
Didn't
issue.
age well.
You see,
That's it,
But
Gary.
if you want a few hours of entertainment, just go read Gary Busey's Twitter feed.
Oh God.
Or listen to one of his Howard Stern interviews.
Holy hell, Val Kilmer did not age well.
Yeah.
No.
I watched.
My stump's aging better
Seagal.
than Val Kilmer.
Dude, he looks like Peter Segal.
Peter Segal.
What the fuck is Peter Segal?
Or no, what the fuck?
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal.
I was going to say,
Hey, let me have some more beers.
Yeah. Go home, Rob. You're drunk.
Getting there.
I'm trying to think of who I would like to see. as,
Family Under Siege.
Green Lantern. That's a tough one.
Dominic Cooper, I think, could pull it off.
Well, it
What's he
depends
from?
also on which Green Lantern you want to see.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, everybody's always how this, how that, and I know Jon Stewart's super popular. I'm a Kyle Rayner guy myself.
Yeah, so when I was growing up reading comic books, that's who it was at the time, was Kyle Rayner. So that was like my first introduction to Green Lantern. So I'd be down with that.
Well, Hal was up until I was like 18 or 19, but I loved Rayner. Loved what they did with him. Was a big fan of the stuff that Grant Morrison did in the Justice League too, but
that shit's good.
I've not kept up with a lot of Green Lantern over the past decade. Ever since the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Sam, the Dominic Cooper, the best one you'd probably know him from is young Howard Stark from.
Yeah. I just looked him up.
I know who he is.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool
kill it.
Yeah, he'd be good.
Yeah, I could totally see him pulling it off.
But he's the guy that plays Preacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is amazing in that show.
Yeah, he is.
I need to get caught up on it. God, I love that show.
I stopped in season 1 and just never picked it back up. That's my sin.
Well, season 2's on Hulu. You can get caught up pretty easy.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of who to cast myself, and I can't think of anybody.
I think the dude that plays David in Legion would be a good Green Lantern.
Yeah. I'm going to throw a weird one out there. Aaron Paul.
Aaron
Dude,
Paul?
That'd be cool, man.
Yeah.
I like that dude.
Go watch Need for Speed, the movie. He's the guy that plays the main character.
Yeah.
And he is good.
Like that to me would just be like just an interesting choice.
Yeah. I mean, he was good in Breaking Bad too, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I feel like a lot of, and then, like, that's the thing that like almost kind of sucks that he was on that so long. Is it like when you're on a show that long, people can like only see you as that character?
You get
I think a lot of
typecast.
times when people are in those series like that, like it's hard for them to do anything else. But I feel like you just got to give him a chance. I think he'd be good. I think that'd actually be like a cool idea. You know,
I mean, it's like I'm Green Lantern, bitch.
and Josh, kind of like you were saying, man, I think it'd be cool if like in the story, like to say like Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart were like already established. You know what I mean? Like if they were going to go with like Kyle Rayner or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're already established, have been doing their thing for a long time, like out in space, away from Earth, and all that.
Right.
The only one I can think of to cast would be Jon Stewart, and I'd want to see Michael Jai White do it.
Oh, for real, him?
Yeah, fucking Black Dynamite.
Oh,
Yeah, he that dude's cool, man. I like that
Yeah.
guy.
I like all his low budget kung fu movies, man.
Yeah, like he's fucking cheesy.
Never
to me.
Back
I like
Down
that
and
dude.
shit like that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. After seeing the John Wick flicks, I'd almost say Keanu Reeves could pull it off too if he went for the.
Keanu Reeves would be a good Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, I agree. I think he
That would be
at
dope.
least looks like him. You know what I mean? Just like the fucking 90s dude with their hair parted down the middle. Like,
Yep.
like those movies to me, they're good, man. I'm a fan.
You know what? I just thought of one for fucking. It's kind of off the wall for Hal Jordan, Timothy Oliphant, whatever.
Tim Oliphant, man, he is just a phenomenal actor.
Dude, I think he'd pull off Hal Jordan. I think that'd be a good.
I think he would be a great Hal Jordan. I do. I really do.
I think he would too because he's a little bit older. You know.
If you have never watched the series Justified with him and Walton Goggins, do yourself a favor, get Amazon Prime, and watch all 6 seasons of it because that's one of the best shows I've ever watched.
Yeah, that Walton dude's good, man.
Oh, he was dope in Hitman too.
And then for the voice of Kilowog, go with fucking oh god, what's his name? Oh my god, oh Jesus, you come back to me.
So Jesus is voicing Kilowog. All right.
I'll holler at your boy Jesus, man. That's the only thing that bums me out about that 2011 movie. I thought that dude Mark Strong, this Sinestro, was like just fucking perfect.
Yeah, he
and
was.
It sucks because like I wish like if they were gonna reboot it, like I'm like, well, can we just like use that same dude and everyone just kind of forgets about like how bad that movie was, and I thought that dude was awesome.
I figured it out. Sam Elliott to voice Kilowog.
Oh, Sam Elliott?
Oh, yes.
That would be dope.
Hey, that would be cool, man. He's got that old kind of like drill instructor vibe, and
hell yeah,
that dude's cool, man.
Then like for villains, I mean, Mark Strong did do so good as Sinestro. I don't know who the fuck else.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And then he's the bad guy in this Shazam movie too. So it's like
Dr. Savannah.
That's another reason why I like can't include him. And like to me, I'm like, yeah, it's cool that he's gonna be in that movie, but then it's almost like an actor that good is like wasted on that role because I guarantee it's gonna be like an origin story. The villains are never really like that big of a deal, so I feel like he's gonna get taken out and then it's like no more Mark Strong in the DC, whatever they're calling it anymore. So
Worlds of DC.
The worlds of DC. I think that's a bummer, man.
Like, there's so many villains that they could use. Like, if they decide to go like trying for the Sinestro Court War, I mean, they could go with Black Hand. But they're gonna go Blackest Night.
Yeah,
Jackie Earl Haley is
fucking
Jackie
Earl Haley.
And I'm okay with them kind of jumping into the Green Lantern thing as if it's been going on for a long time already, like kind of behind the scenes, or just it's just not in a place where we've been exposed to in the worlds of DC, you know. So
and dude,
here's the thing.
Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I was just going to say, give us something established. It's fine. We don't need an origin story for every single new superhero.
Exactly. Let's
And let's be real. Anybody who's watching these movies for the most part is gonna know who they are.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, casual audience goers are like, "Hey, I liked Avengers. Let's go see this."
And they don't
Of
give a
course,
fuck
then
about
if
who
there's
they
not,
are.
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, I don't know how this guy got here, but if you write a good enough story, you don't have to tell the origin every time.
Well,
No.
and I'm gonna go back to this, but like John Wick, that dude leading up to that movie had a huge origin story that they hinted to throughout the whole movie. We don't know the story, but that's what makes it interesting.
Right.
Because they did such a good job at establishing a world just by little hints and clues and shit like that it gets you like so invested, so you like want to see more, you know. And I think that same type of approach, like just throw people in. I think a movie like that showing you that it works, you know, because what that does is it doesn't leave me as much confused. It just leaves me wanting to see more, and that's like is a movie making business, like that's what you want, you know.
Not to mention it'll drive people. If it's DC doing it, it would drive people to the comic books who want to go, okay, I want to know more about this character.
Yeah, definitely.
I know he's older, but I thought about a new casting for Sinestro. Viggo Mortensen.
Dude, that would be
Viggo
fucking
Mortensen?
dope, man.
Oh yeah,
that would be cool.
Dude,
I like
he could pull that shit off. You seen fucking Eastern Promises?
Yeah, that movie. Like, well, I mean, I was a fan of him after Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But that movie's fucking cool. That's a good movie.
Well, what do you think? Speaking of John Wick, about Keanu Reeves as a Green Lantern?
Yeah,
that's what we were talking about.
Kyle Rayner.
I'd be cool with that.
He'd be cool, with
that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of who could be the asshole to play Guy Gardner.
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
He's already redheaded. He's already got the smart ass.
That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And he's got acting experience. He was good on Breaking Bad.
And I think Guy Gardner, like that would be like the kind of perfect, because I feel like a Green Lantern movie could and should take itself seriously, and I think Guy Gardner could be that like really like necessary comic relief. You know, not like an overabundance of jokes and gags, but like if it's a heavy movie, you need some breaks. And I think he would be perfect for that, which is why, like I'm going to say again, throw us into it. Like all these dudes are Green Lanterns already.
Dude,
you know?
They should do it like a Star Wars crawler.
I'd be down.
Yeah. In Sector 2814.
Yeah.
The Green Lanterns are under siege by the Black Hand and the Black Lanterns and shit like that.
Yeah, like I'd love that. You know, and it's like you said, like get us out of that fucking pattern of like always having to have an origin story, you know?
Yeah. That is one thing that I do like that Batman versus Superman did well. Like they they just made a brief reference to Batman's family being killed and getting, you know, because it's like, Jesus Christ, they're going to give us another origin? Come on.
Yeah, well, and then like it was in the first 5 minutes, you know, and then like the part showing Bruce Wayne, like when Metropolis and Gotham were getting all fucked up, like that did enough to me to kind of let you know. And I think, I mean, out of all the movies I've seen in my life, like still to me one of the most powerful scenes is just the shit when like that building's collapsing and like everyone's running away, and then Bruce Wayne's like running into it.
Yeah,
you know, because like that to me, I'm like, oh shit. Like that, this dude's a hero. You know what I mean? Like that was really cool to me to see.
Yeah, this wasn't on the agenda, but I got a question for y'all. What do you guys think about Zack Snyder confirming that the Robin's costume, that the Robin that the Joker killed is Dick Grayson?
Man, I don't know if that's even like, I don't know if like at this point Zack Snyder's like, is he just saying shit or like is that like?
I mean, really I don't know. Like,
I look at it like this: you can say who in the hell you want it was. If it's not mentioned in the movie, it doesn't matter.
Josh, that's where I'm at too. In fact, they've been doing that a lot with Marvel, like the Russo brothers, like, oh, well, like this means this or.
Yeah,
but I'm like, well, that's
James Gunn confirming that Groot is actually Groot's son.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter. It's not in the movie. And yeah, I think Zack Snyder's just like, I don't know, maybe he's bitter, but I think them pushing him out was a mistake. And
yeah, I think bringing Whedon in was a mistake.
Yeah,
because it's such a two such diametric styles. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, like I understand bringing in a different director to finish it, given everything that happened, but like get one that fits with that style and like their way of telling a story. And like Whedon, like you're right, man, he just didn't.
Yeah. And fucking
That's
Batman
the thing,
is not Iron Man.
Right.
You know, he's not comic relief. He doesn't, you know.
Yeah, and like you could tell, like Whedon kind of relied on those tropes a little bit too much, and
and I don't think Whedon understands darker flicks.
Yeah,
I don't think Whedon understood the universe that Zack Snyder saw, because I feel like I get it. I get why Batman was the way he was in Batman vs Superman, and I get that by the end of the movie that something had changed in him, but like Whedon wasn't like really on board, you know.
It was like watching two different movies.
Yeah, and it's so hard to watch, man.
So
like
much.
I saw it in theaters and was like, man, this movie was fucking dumb. And then I never saw it again in theaters. And then once it came on iTunes, I rented it and I was like, still like, yep, fucking dumb. Like I can't. It's hard to watch.
I don't know. I think it's a good popcorn flick. Sit down and just mindlessly watch stupid shit happen. But it's not on the level of storytelling or direction that the Marvel flicks are. Not even close.
And dude, that's
and not like, even as good as the older, like the Batman flicks, like the Dark Knight, Dark Knight Returns, Batman Begins, shit like that.
Yeah, those are great.
And Wonder Woman was dope.
Wonder Woman's awesome. And yeah, that's the thing, Rob. It's like we get spoiled with these Marvel movies, man, and like we have high expectations because of them. You know, if it's a character you don't care as much about, like it's it's going to be a good movie.
You know, the sad part is DC has got such a great background and story, and if they would just stick with the stories and stick with that dark grittiness, and they'd have it locked down just as good as Marvel does. But they got to understand they're not Marvel; they've got to cater to their storylines.
Yeah,
and they keep like Whedon does not understand those stories at all.
No. I mean, Affleck took such a backwards step in his performance of Batman.
Yeah,
and you can tell it's because of Whedon.
Exactly, and that's the thing.
Well, then like the reshoots too. So like when Affleck came back for the reshoots, like his like face was all puffy. So like,
but that's the thing with it. Like, honestly, Affleck, given better writing and a little bit better direction, could have been one of the best Batmans ever. Like he'd top Keaton, he'd top all of them. He was good as Batman. He was let down by the rest. Because he was acting like shit out of what he had to work with.
Yeah, and I think when you're given that director situation, you're kind of at the mercy of the director. So, I mean, your job's to do what they tell you.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it drove him right out of the character.
And it's like whenever I heard,
and now they're talking about Jake Gyllenhaal as Batman.
Oh no!
And it's like
I don't have a problem with it, but I see him as more of a Nightwing character than a Batman.
Yeah.
Me too. And maybe it's because I always see him as like being a younger character, like playing a younger person. I don't know why, because like, he's probably like old, you know.
Honestly, I could see him pulling off the Hal Jordan Green Lantern Batman.
Yeah.
Or even Kyle Rayner.
Yeah.
Even with all the shit, like with that Batman movie, I'm still optimistic about it. The dude, Matt Reeves, who's writing and directing it, he made the last two Planet of the Apes movies, and I think those are like incredible. Yeah. So I feel like no matter what they do with that movie, I think it'll still be okay, but I don't know. We'll see.
I still want to divert more from the agenda.
I know that's cool.
What storyline from Batman would you want to see tackle?
Oh man,
I want to see somebody do Killing Joke live action. Not gonna lie.
So Rob, would you rather see that as like heavily adapted to fit in the DC universe, or would you rather have that be a standalone Worlds of DC? Rated R, has nothing to do with anything else.
I want to see him Deadpool it up. Go rated R and standalone.
Okay. That's interesting to me, you know? Like, and I would love to see that too.
I just love that story.
That's a good story. I read over the summer Long Halloween and Dark Victory, which are like probably my two favorite Batman stories. But I feel like in The Dark Knight, we got close enough to Long Halloween with like the Harvey Dent piece, and like the Joker wasn't really too involved in those stories. But maybe fuck it, give me those two stories. Let's say just Long Halloween.
Make it a trilogy because
from fucking Page. That's a big ass story.
Yeah,
but like give me it from panel to screen.
Yeah,
panel for panel. Like
that
that would be
Watchmen style.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that story's told well enough, like in the book, that you could do that if you had the right director.
The one I want to see, I don't know if you guys have ever even heard of it, is 10 Nights of the Beast. Have you guys ever heard that?
I am not familiar with that one.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay. It centers around a character called the KG Beast. He's a
yes. I know the character.
He's a Russian spy, and he is just badass. He was Bane before Bane.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, Batman, like, can't beat this guy. Nope. And at the end of the book, Batman locks him in the fucking sewer where he can't get out. Just like seeing Batman
leaves him to die.
Yeah, basically leaves him to die. And like seeing like some Batman have to go through like the huge battle, just like the 10 nights of trying to stop this guy from assassinating everybody. And then fucking at the end, he's just so broken. He has to fucking lock this guy away with, supposedly no chance of escape.
Damn.
Yeah. I think that would
pushes that no kill rule,
Right.
Well, yeah. I didn't know that was the title of the story, but I was familiar with the story. I just couldn't remember the title. That would be a good one, though.
And then, like, you guys were saying, like, Long Halloween would be great. Dark Victory would be great. Fucking, oh, God. I'm a huge Grant Morrison fan. So, like, with them having Jared Leto already as the Joker, they could do Batman and Son.
They could.
And do like the Black Glove and all that shit. The only problem would be trying to find a Damian Wayne.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm sure there's a kid out there that would work.
Rat kids from Stranger Things to be on.
Yeah.
But on top of that, so like I always reread Long Halloween, Dark Victory just because I know they're good, but the Scott Snyder New 52 Batman stuff, like I've read up to like volume 6 or 7, and like I think those are fucking awesome.
They are.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I'd love to see those kind of
Court of Owls.
Oh my, yeah. Okay, there you go, Nick. You answered my question.
Oh yeah,
give me a Court of Owls, City of Owls movie. I thought that story was so good and so original, so fresh. Like if you want to get new people in who don't want to see just like Batman versus the Joker again, like give them that story. Like I thought that was great, man. So good.
Or even Snyder's last part of his run on All-Star Batman with the story with Two-Face, where Two-Face supposedly has all the information on Batman and all the villains.
Yeah.
And is going to sell it to the highest bidder, and Batman has to get Two-Face out of town. So everybody's hunting Batman and Two-Face.
Yeah.
And Alfred like fucking betrays him. Yeah.
Like Scott Snyder, that dude, he's good. But yeah, I'd love to see that. And like when like you said, the Court of Owls story, I think like as a movie, that'd be fucking dope because it's something that most people haven't seen before,
Right.
Get some new characters in there, some new mythology.
The Talons would be great.
Oh my God, man. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and move on. Josh, you've been doing something on your Twitch channel. You want to talk about that?
Oh, yeah, sure, man. I am participating in the Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta. It is an event that is held every year in mid-June through the end of August in an effort to raise money for Child's Play charity. Child's Play charity was founded by the guys behind Penny Arcade. And what they do with the money that is donated to them, they go out and they purchase video game consoles, video games, controllers, accessories, handheld systems, and games for them, tablets, books, stuffed animals, toys, construction sets like Lego sets and, similar sets. And they take these things and they donate them to children's hospitals and children's shelters. Over 140 hospitals and children's shelters worldwide, 120 of them in the United States. They have to date, since they started up, have donated over $40 million to children's hospitals in this fashion. And last year, the event raised just shy of $20,000. And so far, they've raised almost $13,000 this year, and they got another 2 weeks to go. And I'm participating in that. What the 4-job fiesta means is, in Final Fantasy V, you have job classes that you can choose from. The 4-job fiesta means you're restricted to 4 jobs total for the entire game, and they're assigned to you at random from a Twitter bot. Once you get to a point in the game to where you can unlock your jobs, you click it, and it tweets you what your job class is. You have to use that job class. In order for it to be a valid run, you have to use that job class. I unlocked my 4th job class last night, and I'm going to have a very difficult run ahead of me because I was not able to get any healing classes. So all of my healing is going to be expensive healing items, potions, high potions, things like that are very expensive. So I'm going to have to do a lot of grinding for money and to make sure that all my fighters, which I got good fighters, they're going to be pretty powerful, but they're going to take damage, and I'm going to have to heal a lot, and it's going to be expensive. So it's going to be an interesting playthrough. But what's great is on my Twitch channel, which you can go see at twitch.tv/nsabanur76. That's ENSABAHNUR76. You throw me a follow on there, you'll get notifications when I go live. I've been streaming daily, but I've been streaming so I don't overlap any live shows from the ROC. Because I want to be there to watch those shows and participate in the chats too. We're all part of the ROC. The show is not an ROC show, but we're still members of the ROC, and we have nothing but love and respect for them.
Right.
But on my Twitch channel, Mondays and Tuesdays, I've been streaming from 4 to 8. Wednesdays, I've been doing 4 to 8. Thursday, since there's no live shows, I went 8 to midnight last night to give some of the people that have been at work, a chance to drop in the evening. And then today I went 2 to 6 since I knew we were going to be doing this tonight, and I wanted to take a little break from being in front of the PC screen for a while, all that. But it's going to be an ongoing event on my Twitch channel until I finish the game, which will probably be the last week of the month. All donations in their entirety at the end of the event will be given to Child's Play. By making donations, you're actually going to be, if you donate $5 or more, you can be entered into a raffle drawing. Got 7 prizes lined up so far. The first one is a digital copy of the game that you can play on PC. It's through Humble Bundle. If you look, my avatar that's on screen right now, that's artwork drawn by my friend by Genocide Squirrel.
Man, I've always wondered about that.
Yeah. Well, Greg, who was on the show with us last week,
same thing, right?
He's got a very similar avatar, a tuned avatar of him. That's the artwork on our All Queued Up podcast.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil, there he is in the chat.
Yeah.
Hey.
Songs just pop in. I got white Russian all on my beard.
Genocide Squirrel, he drew those avatars for us. He's also a friend of mine on Twitch. Very talented artist. He has drawn 2 beautiful Final Fantasy themed pieces of artwork in a 9x12 size.
Yeah, they came out awesome.
Yeah, Rob.
One of them was Bahamut.
No, the Bahamut's mine.
Oh,
that's my personal. He drew for me last year. But no, I've not revealed to anybody what the characters are because I'm going to do that live on stream when I get them in the mail. I'm going to unbox them on stream.
Yeah.
They're beautiful pieces. But one is on a character from Final Fantasy V, which is what I'm playing, and one is a character from Final Fantasy VI. He is also allowing me generously to give away a free art commission from him to anyone.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So like they
that
can get
art
whatever
commission. They can get. There's a caveat. It would be in a 9x12 size. It's of one character. It must be a non-original character. It can't be something that you've created and dreamed up. It's got to be something existing.
Damn, no, that's still fucking awesome.
Anybody that wins it, if they're an international viewer, they still can have it, and I'll cover the shipping out of my pocket because I don't want to restrict anybody from getting that because he's a very talented artist.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
He's a very talented artist.
I was watching him do some of that stuff live on air, man.
Damn, for real?
Yeah.
About 2 weeks ago, he was doing one of them on air, and then last Friday when we finished up the show, he was actually doing the second piece on air when we wrapped up. So I tuned in and checked that a little bit. But that's not all, because his wife, her handle is McKay. She, like if you look at my Twitch channel, the graphic overlay that I use in OBS, she designed that. She designed that for me.
Oh, damn! Really?
Yeah, the website that I do, for the show that Greg and I do all queued up, she helped me. She helped teach me the coding so I could do that stuff on the website. Not only has she done that stuff for me in the past, she is making 2 handcrafted plushies that are Final Fantasy themed.
Wait, she makes them herself?
She makes them. Yeah, she uses filler and crochets them and filler. And I actually own 2 plushies that she has made, and Misty owns one, and Madison owns a few of little owls that she made for Madison. But she made a Vivi from Final Fantasy IX, who is my favorite character from Final Fantasy IX. It's a little plush Vivi. He looks like a black mage. Little removable hat. He's awesome looking. But she's got some major skills. She's crafting 2 free plushies. So somebody that donates could win one of those.
Oh, cool.
That's fucking awesome.
So that's 6 items. And then I've got a 7th item that's going to be a giveaway that I haven't announced yet.
Nice.
There might be 2 more. I've got another artist friend that lives about 25 minutes away from me. They said he was going to work on at least 1 piece, maybe 2, like one in charcoal sketch and then one in watercolor. He said he didn't know if he would have time to get both done, but he would definitely get one for me. So there might be 2 more pieces of original art. So I'm waiting to hear back from him. But there are at least 7 things. But just you throw me a follow, you donate $5, you're in the raffle. You don't have to be present to win in the raffle. As long as you throw me a follow, I can message you. But it's for a wonderful cause. Child's Play does a lot for hospitalized children. As somebody who can speak from experience of extended hospital stays, they suck. It's boring. Every hour that passes feels like 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's maddening. If you have nothing to do, all you can think about is what you're going through.
Just wanting to go home.
And then
wanting to go home, wanting to just do anything to take your mind off of fucking IVs in your arm and possibly tubes in your nose or down your throat. Who knows what's going on? Some of these kids that are in these hospitals will never get to go home.
Yeah,
and that's the other thing I wanted to say. This is for kid. This is a charity that targets kids.
Yes, and only kids.
And you can imagine as an adult how fucked up it is to be in the hospital for a while. Imagine how bad it is for a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially-
so this is something that you can donate to. You can make a difference in a kid's life, you know, and this is a really good thing that Josh is doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm doing it, because I know from experience how bad it is. And if I can, just by playing a video game and spreading the word, spreading awareness of what I'm doing, if I can brighten up one kid's day that's
There you
stuck
go,
in a terrible hospitalized situation, if I can put a smile on that kid's face for just a little bit of time because of my contribution, it's worth it to me.
Right.
Yeah, because like we you know in our house with my son 2 weeks ago we were in the hospital for 4 nights. You know what I mean? Like we were lucky enough, my wife and I, to be able to take off work and everything. So like, but just like you said, having those comforts of home, you know, and then like we went to a children's hospital and like it sucked like seeing, because there were kids there whose parents either weren't in the picture or couldn't get off work or whatever. So like there were kids that were just there like chilling by themselves, you know, for their whole stay. So it's like little things like that might seem small to us, you know, like video games, fucking toys and shit like that makes all the difference. You know?
Yep.
And I think that's a cool thing you're doing, Josh, and keep it going, spread the word, man. We'll do what we can. I think that's
cool.
And
here's the thing, you know, all three of you guys and Russ. Speaking of Russ, he's going through a hard time right now. Everybody, let him know you're thinking about him.
Yeah, our man.
Send him a message, hit him up, and just say, Russ, you know, we heard you're going.
Hold on, we're gonna get a cease and desist on that. I already got told I was stealing jokes.
hey, I've used it. You know, props to Dust and Jisk and Pinkerton. They use it, you know, on ETR when one of their guys. Come on.
We just want to be like the big boys.
But Russ really is going through hard times.
It's using I'm paying tribute to the guys. But anyway,
he's not going through as hard a time as Anna is. But sing.
No, they traveled up to NJCC tonight. That's why they couldn't be. That's why he couldn't be here. But Russ.
And shout out to everyone who's there, man.
You know, Sam, Nick, Rob, they're all following me on Twitch, you know. And Rob and this morning, Russ and Anna, they kicked in donations today. And here's the thing, I don't have to be streaming for you to donate. If it's like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to pick up this Marvel Legend this week.
Yeah.
Maybe you can put that towards Child's Play charity. Just go to my Twitch page. The link will be in the description if you're watching the replay. You know, if you didn't catch it, just hit me up on Facebook, or you can search for it on Twitch, you know. But yeah, it's a wonderful cause. It's one that I truly believe in. One of the hospitals that they do service is one that's in my region, Niswonger's Children's Hospital. It's in Johnson City, Tennessee. When my daughter tripped and fell and she landed on her elbow on a sidewalk, it broke her elbow in several places and they had to do emergency surgery. That was the hospital that did it. So not only by doing this and helping children indirectly, I can also help children in my region local to me indirectly at the same time. It means a lot to me. It really does, because trust me.
Josh, right now, where do I go on your Twitch page to donate?
If you look down below the screen, you'll see a donate button.
Okay.
And it's right next to Child's Play charity, but it actually says donate. The donation goes to me, and it's just banked in my PayPal. And then at the end of the event, I donate that entire fund to Child's Play charity. And there's no fees involved, and it goes straight to them, all of it. And, you know, I even post evidence that, hey, this is what you donated. This is the total of all donations. This is what went to Child's Play, you know, because I'm not trying to scam anybody. I wouldn't dream of that. But yeah, they do come to me first. But at the end of the event, once everything is in and I do the raffles, that's when I donate and send the entire amount in. Last year, I'm a small streamer, you know, only got a little over 150 followers. Last year, it was my first ever charity event. I did this, and I was like, I want to raise $100. I raised $103,
There you
and
go.
I was like, I did it. I did it. This year, I want to raise 200. Well, I got 5 streams in, and I've already sitting at $90. 45% of the way there. So I'm
Well, I
almost
think you should
halfway
go, I
there.
think you should go ahead and check your donations.
Oh yeah. Holy shit!
All right.
Somebody dropped one in. I'm not going to say any names, but whoever Captain Geek is, thanks.
Whoever that guy is.
Yeah. Wow, you must have been looking on the page there. So that puts it up to 140 of the $200 goal.
So,
I know I've been posting about it a lot on my own personal page. I've not spammed the ROC with it, out of respect. I don't like to ever self promote. I hate to, unless somebody gives me a platform and they say, "Hey, tell them what you're doing," like right now. And I appreciate it for you guys giving me the time to talk about it, because it is something that is very important to me and very close, dear to my heart.
Yeah, and this
so guys,
if there's any
today
charity
was payday for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know everybody's struggling, but this is a good cause, and Josh is now only $60 away from his goal.
And
that's
the thing too.
If a few of us just can throw in $5-10,
and that gets you entered into raffles for cool original artwork, and other things.
If you're going to donate to a charity, Child's Play is the one to donate to. They are amazing. The things they do for the kids, the things they do, they're one of the few charities where the majority of the money involved, the majority of the money taken actually goes to the cause. And let's be honest, there's no better cause than our kids.
Yeah.
And even if you don't have kids, I mean, yeah. It's like, I look at some of these poor kids in these hospitals, man. I just like,
it's heartbreaking.
God, it is.
I know my
twin just to give them a little bit of normalcy, just even for an hour, to cheer them up.
Yeah,
it just means so much.
My son was too young to benefit from this, but when he was born, he had jaundice and he had a very high bilirubin count, and he was in the hospital for about 2 or 3 weeks after he was born. And so I could just imagine if my son right now was in the hospital, how crazy he'd be going. And if you have kids, I mean, think about your own kid. This is a charity that could, benefit your child.
Yeah,
please, if you have the means, and we're not trying to guilt anybody, but if you have the means, throw 5, throw 10, 20, whatever you can do, go ahead and throw it towards Child's Play and Josh's stream. You'll be entered into raffles for cool prizes. It's a good cause. And I'm done preaching.
And I'll tell you, my twin sis is director of nursing for one of the big hospitals down in North Carolina. And she has directly seen the result that this has done for kids and the positive impact it has.
I'm going to tell you, there's mental health plays just as an important role as anything when it comes to physical healing. Because when I was in the hospital, I was going nuts. I was miserable. And I told the doctor on that Wednesday, I was like, if you don't get me out of here in the next 24 hours, I'm going to find a way to kill myself in this hospital bed. So make it happen, buddy. I told the doctor that. I don't think I really told anybody that. I got home, I'm fine. I was going out of my mind there, but and stuff like this can help make a kid that might be thinking dark things like that not think them anymore.
Especially considering some of those kids won't ever go home.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Some of those kids will never go home. It's terrible.
No.
I mean, between Child's Play and St. Jude's, those two charities I give to anytime I can.
Yep.
So.
Word. So going from a little bit of a downer, let's get into something else. Josh's stream brought up a really good point about, playing older video games and like kind of like comfort food for video games and movies. So Josh, what are some of yours? What are games or movies that you find yourself going back to constantly that just make you feel good?
Oh man, uh, it depends on what I'm in the mood for. But I mean, I have old standbys on favorite. When it comes to movies, my all-time favorite movie is The Crow, the Brendan Lee Crow.
God damn it, you stole mine.
The Crow belongs to all of us, Rob.
He does.
I mean, I can watch any Star Wars movie on any given day. Okay, I can watch anything but the prequels on any given day. I mean, I can still watch them, but I don't enjoy them as much as the rest.
Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars movie.
Okay, and for you, and that is perfectly acceptable. I'm not gonna fault you for that. I happen to prefer, The Last Jedi and Empire and Rogue One over any of the others. Those are my three favorites, but still. But when it comes to video games, I'm all over the place. My go-to is an RPG because I love a well-told epic story that I can just lose myself in. And it's just like, all right, I'm having a rough day. I want to play something to just forget about all the terrible shit that I see on the internet. The hateful comments and the terrible walking piles of meat bags that call themselves people that say terrible things. And I'll load up, say, Fallout, and I'll just start killing shit in Fallout to release frustrations. Or if I want to, just play something genuinely fun, but challenging, I love to throw in a Mega Man game, especially the old ones like Mega Man 1, 2, or 3. I really love those. I've got the Mega Man Legacy collections on the PS4 and the 3DS XL. They're very, very fun. Retro games. I really love the original Legend of Zelda. I love the Zelda universe. I really need to get me a Switch so I can play Breath of the Wild. I'm telling you.
My son's been playing that, and I've been watching him play it, and it's a beautiful game.
It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
It's one of those games that shows you that video games are art.
Yep. Video games are absolutely art. They've always been art. It's just, sadly, they're not recognized or generally accepted by mainstream as art, but they absolutely are.
On a side note, though, I think that is finally changing. I think people are finally recognize it.
It absolutely is. But
I think one of the games that, I know it's really popular, but I think one of the games that's changing people's mind on that is the new God of War.
Oh yeah. Well, God of War did it, and then prior to God of War, you had stuff like Horizon Zero Dawn, or like just this generation. The art styles from the Doom game, or if you're talking storyline, Mass Effect really kicked that off too.
Mm-hmm.
When it came to storytelling media, Mass Effect proved you can do amazing things in a video game with a storyline.
Josh, I didn't mean to cut you off. Were there?
No, you're good. You're good. Speaking of amazing things with a storyline, Rob, and retro games, Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely one of my absolute favorite games of all time. And I'm going to throw Chrono Trigger in there as well.
Oh, God, Chrono Trigger is my jam. Oh, I love that game so much.
You talk about incredible storytelling and fun gameplay and just complex characters. There you go. Those are some classic examples that were done back in the 90s.
Yeah. Do you ever play the old Persona games? Like the original Persona?
I have never played any of the Persona games, but I've heard people say I need to.
Yeah.
Because they would be right up my alley.
Yeah, the Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, any of those, they're the same way. When you get in and you've got the English translations to work with, or like the Persona series, which is translated natively, the storylines on those are fantastic.
All right, so let's move on to you, Josh, because you've been throwing. Rob, you've been throwing them out there. What are your, home cooking for video games?
It all depends on if I'm going retro mood or if I'm going a little bit more into the more modern generations. But retro stuff, I mean, I was a big NES, Super NES kid, like hardcore, especially the Super NES. So, I mean, I grew up, Metroid's my jam, the Mega Man series, Mega Man 2 and 3, always my favorites. Dude, I go back at least, I'd bet you once a month, I'll bust through them. And now, like Josh says, with that Legacy collection on 3DS, I just pick it up. I'll be on a road trip, like we'll be going to visit family, and I'll buzz through Mega Man 2 or 3.
That's cool.
Because I don't drive on the weekends. I do enough of that shit during the week.
Oh, I don't blame you a bit, man.
Yeah.
But man, retro Mega Man. Oh, the Castlevania series. I'm a major fan of the old school Castlevania games. Even to people knock 2 like crazy.
I love
great
to.
game.
I
love to.
Yeah, Simon's Revenge, isn't it?
Yeah,
dude. There are a lot of
Simon's
people
Quest.
in the
Simon's Quest. Sorry.
A lot of people in the Twitch community absolutely bag on 2 all the time. They hate
Really?
2. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a departure. It is a major departure from the rest of the Castlevania series, but it's a great game.
Yeah,
I remember having to have the Nintendo Power issue where it told you where to kneel with the red crystal.
The tornado.
Yeah, because I could not get past that shit, and I was like, I need to finish this game.
See, I couldn't figure out the whole stick and orb thing until I had that issue of Nintendo Power as a kid.
Yeah.
I got stuck right there. It's like, what the hell am I doing with this orb?
Yeah.
See, I was never a Game Genie guy, but Nintendo Power or like a guide, yeah, I'll use that.
Yeah,
That's like, I miss that shit about games, man.
Yep.
Going out and buying that guide.
Now it's just like, fuck it, I'll look it up on YouTube. Somebody will show me a video of exactly what I need to do.
Yeah.
And you're done. I miss the old Nintendo Power. But
me too.
Yeah.
Dude, I had Nintendo
I had
Power.
like the first 60 issues.
I had
Damn, really?
I had a subscription to Nintendo Power from issue 2 until it died.
I had the first 5 years from issue 2 up, but I found a copy of issue 1 on a newsstand and bought it, so I had the first 61 issues.
Oh, nice.
My stepfather and mother used to punish me for like the littlest infraction for take my NES away so my stepfather could play, and he got the fucking Nintendo Power for him.
Yep.
And, like, I had to have permission and had to have behaved in order to use
it.
Man.
Yeah.
Shitty.
Yeah, I mean,
fucking parents.
Oh man. Oh, I can't say much. We had probably 200 and some games that family members or whatnot had bought me, and then my mom decided to go and pawn it one day, and I never saw it again. So I had to rebuy all that shit.
Damn.
Jesus.
Yeah, we're still in the process of doing that. With the Super Nintendo, I managed to make it out unscathed. I still have that. But yeah, I mean, retro stuff, I always go back to NES and Super NES, and I mean, we collect them too. My wife and I are both big nerds, so we've got Genesis and Master System and pretty much anything that isn't super expensive, like Neo Geo. We haven't touched Neo Geo yet. Maybe someday, but that's massive. That's a whole other topic, but that is massively expensive.
Yeah.
But you know, like on my desk, I still have the PS3 hooked up, the Xbox One, stuff like that. So I get in these RPG modes like Josh too. I'll jump in. Persona's been my jam. I love the Persona series. Fallout is probably my favorite series ever. I mean, I can jump into Fallout and just lose myself anytime. And then,
well, you know, just a side note: when you follow me on my Twitch channel, what's the notification you get? Welcome to the Wasteland, and it shows you know a little bit of Fallout stuff. So you know, I think it's probably one of my favorites too.
Oh, yeah. The funny part is, I didn't play Fallout until 3. I actually went. I knew the
Same
manager.
here.
Yeah, I knew the manager.
I've
for
never
Game
played
Creep.
Fallout yet.
Dude.
Really?
Just start with 3 and let it rip.
Get the game of the year editions.
Yeah.
Yep.
3, New Vegas, and 4, and you'll have all the DLC there, and just go and lose yourself.
Yep. And
because
if you watch,
there's a lot to do.
If you watch the Steam sales, they come up really cheap for the Game of Year editions for Fallout 3 and New Vegas, and they're old enough now they'll run on pretty much anything in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But the local manager for Game Crazy, when that was coming out, started showing me some of the promos and stuff. And he's like, "You've got to get this game." It's one of the few games I ever pre-ordered because I wanted the little Fallout keychain that Game Crazy was giving away. But yeah, Fallout is dope. And then I'm actually. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Rob. No, I was just going to say right fast, I wish I had one of those 3A Fallout Power Armor figures, but I don't have a grand to drop on those, and I'm in too many other rabbit holes already. So,
dude, you and
me
both.
Admire from afar for right now on that.
I actually started buying the little $10 ones that GameStop's been carrying now, the little $10 Power Armors.
Yeah.
They're kind of neat for little 4-inch figures. They're a little bit bigger than a G.I. Joe.
Sweet.
They're like $10 each.
But, check in now.
I'm also a big fan of Sims. Not Sims like in Sims the game, but simulator games. So I can't play Sims.
I used to play the shit out of Sims, and when a woman wouldn't give it to me, I'd put her in the pool and then pause it and sell the ladders and watch her fucking drown.
Nice!
God damn, Josh, that's fucking dark.
Then I'd sell her fucking tombstone and then build a grill there and cook barbecue burgers right there. Just like, fuck that bitch.
Michael Myers.
You wouldn't let me read the group chat.
Tombstone.
Holy shit.
No, I don't want Misty to hear that. She's seen me do that shit.
And that's how we
She's
lost.
seen me that do that shit on the game. Be like, honey, I'm trying to marry you and you turn me down, so you gotta die. I'll make a new one of you. And I would.
You got to die, bitch.
She's like, you're fucked up. I was like, yeah.
The closest I ever came to that dark shit was back in the old Sim City when I used to let the dinosaur eat the whole fucking town.
You're fucked up, Rob.
I just like to grow crops and farm Sim. All right, let's be real. I run over people with the combine.
Sam, what are some of your comfort food games and movies?
So we had a Nintendo and we played like the Ninja Turtles games. So like those, I always got a soft spot for them.
The hard ass
first one was so hard.
Yeah,
the
1 and 2.
I have still never made it past the Technodrome on the first one.
I beat it. And
that is brutal.
It took me like 2 days to get through the fucking like electrified fucking seaweed.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Bombs.
That part.
Yeah. So those ones, like, it's like that's like all we did. That's like any memory I have from like up to age 4 or 5. I was just doing that, and then I don't think we ever had a Super Nintendo. We had a Sega though, so I played the shit out of every Sonic game. So like those still, and I recently.
Dude, Sonic rules.
No, I don't dislike Sonic. It's just there's a friend of mine in the Twitch community. He's a huge Sonic fan, like one of the biggest Sonic fans in the world. So Greg and I are always giving him shit and telling him Sonic sucks. But we don't hate Sonic.
Well, after Sonic Adventure, you're not wrong.
Hey, that new Sonic Mania is pretty good, and so is there was one that came out just a few weeks ago. I can't remember what it was, but Greg was playing it, and I can't remember what it was. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, so Sonic 1 and 2 mostly, but then lately, so my son, I don't know where he saw like Marvel versus Capcom. And I think maybe I was watching it and was like, shit, I need to introduce him to this. So I went out and like we haven't had video games in the house for like up until this past year. And I went out and me and him, we got a Sega Genesis and like we played Maximum Carnage.
Yeah,
fucking dope. And like he thought that was cool. And I was like, okay, let's do this Marvel vs. Capcom. So we went and got like an Xbox 360 for like $60, and we got Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So like whenever mom like works late, I'm like, Sonny, we get to play video games tonight. And then like, so we'll do that and we'll play that, and like he fucking loves it. And like Marvel vs. Capcom, that's like probably my favorite game of all time. I just love the animation style.
Yeah.
And that's why I buy like a lot of those like Marvel like Rebel Tech figures, because I feel like they kind of nail that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Walt in the chat is mentioning his Super Tecmo Bowl. Shout out to fucking
Oh,
Bo
yes.
Jackson, baby.
Bo Jackson
Bo Jackson.
was just unstoppable if you know how to utilize him.
Yeah.
You'd run 500 yards in a 30-yard run, but you'd score a touchdown every time.
The closest thing in the last Madden was fucking Odell Beckham Jr., man. He was a fucking beast.
I love Super Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah.
God, I haven't played that in so long.
I played it last week.
Sorry. Yeah, you have anything else, brother?
no, that's it. I still dig the Halo stuff, but mostly we just been playing that, like fucking Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And that's it for me.
All right,
What about you?
I've got a long fucking list. All right. Walt,
I didn't know we were supposed to make a list. I was just spitting shit off the top.
No, dude. I'm just going off the top of my head. Walt mentioned one Street Fighter versus X-Men. That was dope. I used to win fucking Tekken Tag tournaments back in the day in the arcades, playing that shit. But like for me, Final Fantasy Tactics. That's my favorite game of all time.
God, yes, I love that game
my
so much.
Favorite game of all time, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Game was so good. That was Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones was a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
That story was so fucking deep. I loved going back and playing the X-Men arcade game. They had that on the fucking 360, you know.
Yep.
The old school one that had Colossus in it.
Yes.
Have you guys ever played X-Men Clone Wars?
Yes.
That was on the Sega. That was the coldest game ever, man.
Dude, I've got a Sega right now that doesn't work, so I'm gonna they got the $70 one down at GameStop that's HDMI, and the controller lag isn't bad like the fucking one at Toys R Us. You know, because a couple of years ago,
I hope they go out of business.
Yeah, fuck
them shutting down affected my livelihood directly. So yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
Hey Josh, have you been on Facebook in a minute?
Not in the past hour and 20
just
minutes.
won you a Bruticus, man.
Did I really?
No shit.
I won that fucking Iron Factory.
Yeah, man.
This guy fucking loses a leg and his luck turns all the fuck around. Good for you.
That Tarn that I won from Planet Steel Express is supposed to be here the next day or two.
Oh, dude,
yeah, the dude.
I won that Fans Toys Coot. And
I'm just gonna go on record as saying this right now. Josh, you suck.
I think I'm just gonna make a separate Facebook profile and just make my name Josh Fisher and see if it does me any good.
Dude, I'm not sure I want to give up a leg for your luck, but it's fucking tempting.
I gotta see this shit. Hold on a sec. Sorry.
But yeah, I'm also an old school fighting game head. Like any Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Fucking my favorite was World Heroes on Neo Geo.
Man, that's old school.
Fucking Samurai Showdown.
No shit. When I was packing up the video game stuff, I found my old Neo Geo arcade memory card.
Man.
Remember, I used to be able to take the memory card and you could go from arcade machine to arcade machine, save your progress and shit. Yeah.
And what I found out is World Heroes Perfect is on the PS4 for download.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn, for real?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I remember
getting that soon.
Going, like, we as a family, we'd go to Pizza Hut. You
got dog like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, my son's running in here.
That's cool, dude.
No, I'll be right back.
I won War Giant. That's cool. Sorry.
Congrats, man. That's badass.
Yeah. No, that's a good set. But yeah, we'd go to Pizza Hut and fucking play Turtles in Time on the arcade.
That's another one. I had a 360 and Turtles in Time was one of the ones you could download. So I had that in the X-Men arcade game. I love going. It was awesome to be able to introduce my kid to Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
definitely.
And like my kid loves the new Mario Odyssey, and he played the Mario games on the Wii. He's not a huge fan of like my favorite from the old school was Mario 3.
Oh, that and Super
Mine too,
Mario
yeah.
World were mine.
Yeah, that was the
And
number
Super
one.
Mario World. He's not big on those, but he'll play the fuck out of the new ones.
Yeah.
And he's enjoying Mario 64 right now.
Yeah, my
That's
son
great.
on his his tablet that he has, like he basically has Sonic 2, which it's like you just like do the controls like through the screen. So
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, get it, man. It's like my wife's like, what even is this? I'm like, dude, this is just relax. This is like the cool shit. Like,
And see, on the PS3 and probably the PS4 too, they had the Sega Genesis Classic disc that had like 80 Genesis games, and like being able to sit there with my kid
dude, I
and
need
go
to get
through
that.
fucking Altered Beast.
Oh God, yeah,
Oh
my
my
son
God.
altered me.
And that,
Rise from your grave.
Yeah.
That's it. Fuck
like that
yeah.
to me is like worth buying like a fucking cheap PS3
Oh,
for
yeah.
like you can probably get them for like $100 or whatever, and like just
Dude,
to
I
get
think you
that
can get
and
them for
just-
like 60 or some shit.
yeah, like
Yeah.
on like especially we go like on the fucking Facebook Marketplace or something like
It may be sketchy, but it's a cheap
Do-
PS3.
yeah,
Oh,
Doing a
yeah.
one-legged happy dance right now.
hell yeah.
Yeah. Fucking lucky oxen bastard.
Yeah, you're the luckiest one-legged winningest bastard I've ever seen. I know. I'm sorry. You can rub the stump for luck at TFCon.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was
If you rub it for anything more than that, you're going to have to pay.
I don't know.
Honey,
I got
what was that?
ideas.
Or at least to get my permission.
or at least get your
Hi,
permission.
Misty.
Can we have permission to rub his leg?
Rob wants to know, can he have blanket permission now to rub the stump?
Ron Wilson, can Josh
She
come out
said,
and play?
she said yes.
Hey, there's that Agabus
Hey.
raffle, man. I need all the luck I can get.
Hey, Miss.
I'm
hey,
in that.
Misty.
I'm in that, by the way. I'm
Hey.
not saying anything to, but that would be awesome.
I might
'Cause I know-
one-legged
I know
dad.
what I would love to put $200 for from Hanny.
So, Josh, tell Misty that I think Russ has been getting mad about me flirting with Dana, so
Oh yeah.
she can go ahead and slide up in my DMs too.
Oh my god,
You
Jesus Christ!
ain't freaky enough for her, brother. She likes these one-legged things.
I can duct tape it back and we can make something work.
That's fucked up.
All right, so we were talking about video games that are like comfort food. I'd like to go through movies too, and I'll go ahead and start.
Oh, okay.
Some of mine are any of the Shaw Brothers shit. I love
yes.
old kung fu movies. I'm a
Five
huge
Deadly
Shaw Brothers
Venoms.
head.
Return to the
Fuck it.
36th chamber.
Crippled
Oh.
Avengers.
Oh.
Hey, I think that was a shot.
No, actually it wasn't. That one's one
I
of my
know.
favorites.
I know
Kill
that
with
was
the
a good
Golden
one.
Arms.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Excalibur from the 80s.
Yes. Oh my God, one of the most
Ooh.
epic musical sequences. Oh,
Yeah, and like I love like the backstory behind it. Like Helen Mirren, who played Morgana, was
Mhm.
actually dating the guy that played Merlin before the movie, and they hated each other. And so like they were forced to interact during the scenes. You could see the tension, stupid shit like that.
nice.
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian was great.
Ooh, yeah.
Kurosawa films.
Oh yeah, Kurosawa
Oh, no.
was a
I got a visitor
genius.
here.
I see that.
Wait,
That was young
I want to
Kramer.
say to the chat.
You want to say hi? Come
Yes, and
Come
also I want to ask, what did they think of the figure? I kind of.
on. Oh, you're doing your first custom, huh?
Yeah.
Look, here we
Oh,
go.
he's
We
doing
got
his first custom.
we got Venom Pool with some Havoc energy effects. There we go.
Hey, and don't forget
Oh, and the Silver Surfer fist because I had to steal the holding hand off this one for my custom.
Oh,
And he looks
nice.
sick. And also, it's supposed to be called Cosmic Energy.
Oh, Cosmic Energy Venom Pool. Now you're gonna get out of here before you get a beating.
Okay.
It'll be a cosmic beating.
I walked in the wrong time. He said it'll be a cosmic beat.
So another visitor.
All right, baby, I love you. Get out.
You're about to get a cosmic beating.
Hey, man, I take things and run with it.
Hell yeah.
Well, okay, I take
All right,
things
so-
and roll with it. All right.
Well, hey, you can run with a walker. Who knows?
No, because that's how I fell, and that's why my leg's still healing.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh man,
Nick
first
got
shower I've
dark
had in a
shit.
month, and trip, fall, ow.
All right, so Sam, let's go with you. We'll go reverse order. Movies that are like comfort food.
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
That would let lately, so like I always getting like a certain kind of mood when I got to go back to work at the end of the summer. I'm like, I got a couple hours, or if I'm going to sleep, I'm going to turn something on. That's it. That's my favorite movie of all time. So that's easy. And then Pacific Rim.
Oh, dude, Pacific Rim is a good.
I don't know why, but I feel like that movie I can just turn my brain off. And then on top of that, the movie Heat.
Oh, Heat is great.
That's
Good
like one
flick.
of my all-time favorites. Like, so if I got some time to kill, or if I'm trying to chill and unwind, I always turn that on because to me it's always good. Even if we'll watch it like 10 days in a row, I fucking love that
Hey,
movie.
I
And that's
just want to throw in
Time to
before I
Kill was a
forget.
good one.
That was a good one. I just want to chime in before I forget. Universal horror movies and the Hammer horror movies and
Mhm.
Shout out to
Oh
those.
yeah,
turn your brain off movies.
Yeah.
yeah, but they were good flicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they were.
And I always say like with someone posted like 1/6 scale figures from Heat. I think it was a Rolling Steel.
Mm.
And that's if something was gonna get me to get like Hot Toys or like Hot Toys scale toys, if they made the whole cast from Heat, I would do that because I just love that movie. So good to me.
Don't say that shit, Sam, because I said one day on stream as I was building the Lego Voltron, and Rob was in there in the chat, on the Twitch channel.
Okay.
Rob's an asshole.
I was like, man, you know what would get me to buy Hot Toys, and if they ever made one, I'd have to buy it. It's like if they made an Eric Draven Crow, I would buy it. Rob says, "Oh yeah, look at this." I'm like, "You son of a fucking bitch!"
Son of a bitch. So you wished
I
it
was
into existence.
I was like, honey. She's like, no. I said, come here. I need to
It's
show you
just
something.
one. It's just
And
one.
I showed her. I showed her. I said, look. I said, if you get me anything for Christmas this year, that's it. I'm not going to buy one. I'm not going to track one down. But if you get me anything for Christmas, get me that Hot Toys Eric Draven Crow, and I'm good.
Dude, I'm just showing the fucking Mezco
That
Frankenstein.
Mezco Frankenstein.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Fucking beautiful figure. So happy to get him. And I hope they do more Universal Classic shit like that.
Yeah, Pinkerton's got me sucked into this Mezco rabbit hole now too.
Yeah.
They
Shout
are
out to Crashbox Customs.
Damn right.
Realm of Collectors.
Wait,
When you
Rob,
talk
which one
to-
did you get?
Do what?
Hold on one second. Hit up Crashbox Customs for all your Mezco needs and mention Realm of Collectors for a specific gift. Go ahead, Sam.
Yep.
Which
Good plug
what
there,
did you
Nick.
get, Rob?
Yeah, try.
Well, Pinkerton did that Crashbox 1,000 subscriber Instagram giveaway for the Sunny Night Batman.
Oh yeah, you won that.
Yeah,
Didn't
you won that.
Yes,
How is it,
it
man?
is awesome.
For real?
Wasn't that giveaway the week I was in the hospital?
Yeah, which is probably why I won and not you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have entered that, but I was
God-
morphined up.
Damn it, save some for the rest of us.
Yo, see what this motherfucker did when he got that leg amputated, he fucking kept it and he rubs it like a fucking rabbit's foot.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a smelly ass rabbit's foot at this
He's
point.
wearing that bitch in the gold
He
chain.
rubs the formaldehyde jar.
He's gonna come to TF Gon. Big gold chain around his neck with a foot.
No.
All right, Rob, your comfort food movies.
Oh, well, Mr. Stumpy over there stole my main one.
I didn't steal it. The Crow's for all of us.
Okay, valid point. But yeah, that's one of them. I can watch The Crow over and over and over, and it never gets old.
I
And
watched
then-
it just the other day.
Oh, yeah.
The Crow is for the children.
I thought of two more whenever you circle back around.
Go ahead, Sam, real quick, and then we'll head back to Rob.
Well, first shout out to TBS. Like Sunday afternoons, fucking Goodfellas and Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Shawshank was one I was going to mention.
Yeah, like there's nothing better than that's the biggest thing I miss about having cable, because like we just have Apple TV, so we stream everything. But it's like there's nothing better than just like flipping through the channels, like, oh, I love this movie, and I haven't thought about it in a while. Just
You reminded me I have to sign up for Vanish VPN.
Hey, another one that I love up there that I could watch any time of day or night, along with Shawshank. You guys can laugh at me if you fucking want. I don't care. I love this movie. Fried Green Tomatoes.
oh my
Dude,
god,
that movie is awesome.
Gosh, I knew we had a special connection, man. My mom watched it every day when we were kids, and I fucking love that movie.
I was like
So good.
grimacing because I thought you were going to say Titanic or some shit like that. Fried
Oh,
green
no.
tomatoes is the
Don't
truth.
talk
man.
shit about fried green tomatoes, Nick.
Nah, I was saying fried green tomatoes is the truth, man. So
That
is Steel
movie's-
Magnolias. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I'll cry every time I watch that movie.
Yeah, in this house, or in my mom's house, Josh, we watch that on VHS daily. Like I
That's
fucking love
awesome.
that movie, man.
I watched that movie so much, especially when Misty and I first gotten together. She's sick of watching it now. I was
Man,
like, oh, this movie's on HBO this month. And I was like, it's on again. And I'm watching it. And she's like, did you watch something else? I was like, because I know this is
No.
good and I enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Don't
That's
make me
me-
try new things right now.
Let me throw out also Lady Hawk, and then let's get back to Rob.
Poor Rob.
Oh, yeah, Rob's on this show, too. I forgot.
You better say Driving Miss Daisy, or we're all gonna be pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Driving Miss
Never
Daisy
seen
was fucking
Never
great.
seen it.
Oh,
What?
You've never seen it?
I've never seen it.
It's good for
It's
a
good,
while.
man. It's good. Morgan Freeman, some old white lady. It's good.
My next one was
Jessica
Lost
Tandy.
Boys.
Lost
Lost
Boys.
Boys.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
That's 'cause
Yeah.
Real vampires
Oh.
don't fucking sparkle.
Yo,
Yeah.
since you mentioned Lost Boys, another fucking game that I love because I had to I downloaded an emulator just for it. Goonies 2, bitch.
Yes, on the NES.
That game
Yeah.
was hard. That game was hard.
And
Speaking
Goonies.
of Goonies, that's another movie you can throw in anytime and watch.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Goonies never say die.
That's right.
Never ending story. There's a
There
good
you
one.
go.
Yeah.
Legend.
The
Never-
Dark Crystal.
Dark
My wife's got me
Crystal.
hooked on Labyrinth too.
Oh yeah, we watched.
Labyrinth.
Rob. We had Labyrinth and Willow basically on repeat.
Willow was
Man.
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
Labyrinth
Fucking
in this
Mad Lord
house?
again.
We've burned through, like, before DVD, we burned through 2 VHS copies, and
They-
now we've got it on DVD 2 or 3 times, Blu-ray.
They
Goddamn,
can all
every
put so
time.
much baby oil on a VHS, man. They just
Right?
work the Lord.
Oh, dude, that thing, it's like it lives on our PS3 in our living room.
Yeah.
The only time that movie comes out is when a game goes in, and then a movie goes back in when it comes out. It's played at least 3 times a week here.
And then something that we haven't mentioned, which is really fucking bad because we're all Transformers fans, the 86 movie.
Oh yeah, dude, that's on my phone, my iPad, my
Yeah.
computer,
Yeah.
DVD.
Man,
There's a movie?
Fuck you, Josh.
That came out in 2007. No, that
Yeah,
I still
I
haven't
saw
even
that
shown
in the
to my
theater.
son, man.
Me too.
Dude, drive-in theater double feature: Transformers the movie and Caddyshack.
No.
It was the
see.
best night at the movie theater ever.
I wish I could say my experience was that good because I also saw a double feature that day, but I saw Howard the Duck.
Oh, Howard the Duck is funny.
Howard Duck's tight, man. What you talking about, Josh?
I
Howard the Duck
don't
was
know if I
terrible.
ever told my 86 movie story on fucking air, but the 86. the
Nick, where
86
did he
movie-
touch you?
Yeah, basically.
He was the usher.
Megatron got me
Show me on this prime where Megatron touched you.
right in the cornhole.
Oh god.
Did you say the cornhole?
Yeah, baby. But
I got a funny story
You did.
about that.
Careful,
God.
John. Careful, Josh is from Virginia.
Yeah, baby. But the 86 movie came out the week before my birthday, so we all went to go. Like, my babysitter had us that Saturday, so like a whole group of like 8 kids, 4 adults went to go see the 86 movie, and I was only 7 at the time. I had just turned 7, and all these kids were like 6 and 5 years old. And as soon as Optimus Prime died, like our whole row was just fucking bawling. So it was my fucking birthday party. We get back to the fucking babysitter's house and everybody's still fucking crying. And that was the worst birthday ever.
Oh man.
Good movie choice, Nick, you dick.
All right, Josh, hit us with your comfort food movies.
Well, I mean, I kind of already sprinkled in a few, outside of The Crow and Fried Green Tomatoes and Shawshank, and of course the Star Wars movies. I said The Never-Ending Story, Goonies, Dark Crystal.
Time.
There's this one movie, and it came out in 1989 or 1990.
Spawn.
It starred Robin Williams and Robert De Niro, called Awakenings.
Awakenings.
Oh,
yes.
That's a great flick.
Never seen that.
Oh man, that
Never
movie
seen-
tears
Dude.
at your fucking heartstrings.
Dude.
They all go back into the comas and shit.
Oh God, the first time I ever watched that, Robert De Niro, for a setup for anybody who's never seen it, basically Robin Williams is assigned to what they call the vegetable garden in this hospital. The vegetable garden is coma patients that just basically need to be fed and watered. That's why they call them that.
Damn.
He develops a treatment that brings everybody out of their comas.
Oh wow.
And they start to feel and live like normal people. They're still hospitalized, but they're doing things that they've not experienced in years. Robert De Niro's character had been in a coma since he was like 13 years old.
Oh damn. That's right. I forgot about that.
And he had never had a girlfriend or anything like that. And he grew very close to the lady in the movie. But the treatment stopped working and they started regressing and they started falling back into comas one by one.
Damn.
Robert De Niro, he can see that his mental faculties are breaking down and he's losing everything. And he's trying to talk to her and he wants to tell her how he feels about her. And there's like music playing in the lounge and she just walks up to him and she grabs him by his hand and she starts dancing with him.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I started crying my eyes out like a little girl with a skin knee. Oh.
Awakenings
was
was
the
the
saddest
90s.
shit I've ever seen.
Awakenings was the 90s version of Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another classic favorite of mine. I love One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That movie was brilliant.
And you
Robin
said
Williams.
classic. Another one for me is Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
Speaking of a
For my
couple of-
close-up, Mr. DeVille.
Tell you what, another one that Robin Williams pulled off that really jerks at some tears. It's a little bit newer.
Patch Adams.
No, is it What Dreams May Come?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
That one. Oof.
Dude, I don't cry at movies very often. That one pulled on some strings, man.
Dude, Good Will Hunting made me cry.
Oh, Good Will Hunting's a good
Oh,
flick.
that was good.
Best line in that movie. You like apples? Yeah. I got her number.
them
How about
You
them
like them
apples?
Yeah. And being from Massachusetts, man, that movie was just amazing. But like the scenes with Matt Damon in therapy with Robin Williams just fucking killed me.
Dude, that was the movie that made me a believer in Damon's acting ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, that flick was awesome. I don't know, going back to retro stuff, did you guys ever see it was an old, I think, Disney flick, Flight of the Navigator?
Yes.
Yes.
Dude, that's another one I can watch over and over again.
I couldn't get the Apple TV to work.
Dude, like I'm gonna out myself, I guess, as a closet racist, but
Oh God.
I love Song of the South.
That's a good flick.
Well, it's not a racist movie.
I loved it as a kid.
Listen to, I think it was last week's Nerd Rage.
Yeah,
Bobby and Adam were actually discussing that very thing about Song of the South. It wasn't a racist movie.
It's a period.
See,
It's
like
a period piece, and the kid hears about how terrible things were, and he walks away understanding.
yeah. There's like a lot of considerations that need to be taken with that movie, you know.
And see, like I grew up in a CBT, which is a community-based treatment center, and basically all my role models growing up were black. You know, and so like
I grew up in a mixed family, so it's kind of the same thing for me.
and it was the same thing. Like black people were decent to me, whereas fucking the white people paid to take care of me didn't give a shit. So like Song of the South, I mean, that dude tugged at my heartstrings, and I understand some people's objection to it, but I love that movie. And now we're pulled from YouTube.
No, not at all.
But we're going from stuff that makes us. This is an up and down show, man. Like every 15 minutes is like a fucking ebb and flow. We're gonna go from stuff that makes us happy to something sad, and that's Jim the Anvil Neidhart dying. Unfortunately, Jim the Anvil Neidhart died this week down here in Tampa. Basically, what it seemed like, his wife called in and it seemed like he had a seizure and died, and he had early onset Alzheimer's. People know best from his 80s run with Bret Hart is the original Hart Foundation. Then he came back with the new foundation with Owen. WWE gave him a screwed up gimmick as Who in the 96 Survivor Series and a little bit after that. And then he had his renaissance with the new foundation, which was Bret, Owen, Jim, British Bulldog, and Brian Pillman. This guy left his mark on the wrestling world. I mean, from his work in WWE, WCW, ECW, Calgary. Yeah. The man was a workhorse, and I mean, all we can say is, rest in peace and condolences to his family. Anybody have any good Jim Neidhart memories?
Well, I mean, when here's the thing about me. I've always been a fan of the heel. Yeah. The baby face just never did it for me, except in very few instances. I've always been a fan of the heel. And the Hart Foundation, the original incarnation, was one of my favorite tag teams back then.
And they fucking work great, man, against everybody.
Oh yeah, and I was a huge Bret Hart fan for years and years and years. So I loved the whole Hart family. So this is another unfortunate blow to the family,
And people are sharing this meme, and unfortunately, it's true. But Bret Hart, even after the strokes and everything, is the only member of the Hart Foundation still living. Yeah. And also, Walter in the chat mentions we just lost Aretha Franklin too.
Yeah, that's a blow to the community.
That one's been killing me, man.
Yeah,
and I wasn't a huge lady. Yeah, I wasn't a huge soul fan, but what turned me on to fucking Aretha was fucking Blues Brothers.
Yep.
Oh man.
Dude, that woman had fucking pipes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dude, I was actually driving around today a little bit after reading about her death. I threw a playlist on in the truck and was driving around listening to her.
Yeah, that to me, Rob, is like the coolest thing about what you do is like it's like the time you can do that,
Yeah.
That's like I miss that about where my new job is. I don't have a commute really, so I never have time to listen to music or listen to podcasts really. So
all I do is commute. It's an hour to work. I drive all day and it's an hour home.
Yeah.
14 hours a day in a vehicle.
I hear you.
So I kind of want to get a little deeper into wrestling. I had a question for everybody, and that's what makes a professional wrestler great? What is it?
Their showmanship.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just their showmanship, or is it?
No, it's not just that.
No, but it's everything that makes up the showmanship. They have to have the personality, the panache. It's a formula, and it all formulates into their showmanship and what they're able to do with the character that they portray.
Yeah.
And they got to have a wide variety of skills. You know, they have to be, first of all, a solid worker.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they've got to be able to work just about any style of match.
Yep.
They've got to be able to talk, to put asses in the seats, as they say.
Right.
And, you know, they've got to have charisma. You know, it's all those things.
Yeah. Now you think about it, and it's been brought up in the wrestling circles before. There is no other sport out there that requires the physical training that wrestling does, because they need the strength, they need the flexibility, the dexterity. They're training things that martial artists aren't training. They're training things that football players aren't training, and making their body do things that are far and above and beyond. And fake or not, whatever people may say, I mean, yeah, the storylines and all the bullshit talking and all that, yeah, that may all be staged. And even who's going to win the match might be, it may be staged or set up. But when they're in that ring and they're wrestling, I mean, whether it's choreographed or not, that shit's as real as it gets. You might as well be doing your own
Like
stuff.
the beating's real.
Yeah, that shit hurts. If you've ever hit one of them mats, they ain't soft.
No,
I run in the ropes.
It hurts, man. The ring is a steel frame, and then you have plywood 2x4s laying across it. Then 2 inches of foam padding and a soft canvas over top of it. That's it. That 2 inches of foam padding doesn't cushion very much. That shit hurts.
Yeah.
And you have to toughen your body up to it. You can't just go out there and wrestle a match and be like, oh, okay, yeah, you're not going to be able to walk for a week.
Yeah. I've done martial arts in the past, and I've hit those canvases from just a few feet up. You know, you come off your feet and get brought back down. Those guys are doing it off of ladders and shit. Or and then you can't think. I mean, when they get thrown out of the ring onto them folding tables and all that on concrete, yeah, that stuff's no joke.
They put their bodies through hell, and that's why you see so many older guys. If you've ever been to a convention or a signing, or even a house show, like an independent house show, you see some of the older guys who were known big names in the 80s and 90s, and you see how hard it is for them to even walk. Or you look at their foreheads and they just look like a topographical map from all the scars from the blade jobs they did back in the day.
Yeah, I'll be honest, dude.
Go ahead. Sorry, Rob.
Bunch of years ago, I was big into the shop I had. We used to build Toyota Supras, and we went to a few shows out on the West Coast in the Cali area. And anybody who knows much about Hogan knows he's a big Supra fan, and so is his kid. They're big car fans in general, but they were known for these Supras. And I got the chance to get up and meet with them at one of the car shows, and you could tell, man, and you're talking 10, 15 years ago, and you could see the toll that it had taken. Because you look at somebody else's age that's in similar shape, you know, if it's like my dad is probably pretty close to his age, and you know he was military, he's ripped. The guy looks like he's 30 years older.
Yeah. And then there's the newer fucking phenomenon of Steiner chest.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
With the pectorals ripping away from the ribcage and shit like that. If you look at people, and people as young as Kofi have it.
Yep.
Kofi is a huge example of it. Chris Jericho now, Kenny Omega even is starting to show it. Steiner's is like the weirdest fucking ever. But if you look at these people, man, I mean, different tolls. I mean, fucking Matt Hardy's probably gonna have to retire soon because it looks like his fucking spine and tailbone are fucking fusing.
Well, look at the shit
Yeah.
that happened with Stone Cold. I mean, that
Yeah.
man takes one good tap to the head, he's dead.
Yeah. And so I think that out of this, that we all agree that being a great pro wrestler, it takes the entire package, not just in-ring work, but you have to be able to connect with the people and you have to have a good promo.
Yeah.
That's why someone who can work their ass off like Lance Storm never made it as big as somebody like Shawn Michaels.
Right.
Because Lance Storm, even though he could work his ass off, could not talk on the mic whatsoever. And you know, they've also got to have the drive. They've got to have the desire, you know, and they've got to be willing to put their body through all that shit 5 days a week, and then the travel. Good God! If it's an under 500 mile, if it's under a 500 mile trip in
They're
WWE,
driving.
they're driving.
Yeah.
They only get to fly if it's over 500 miles. So
Yep.
that's why you see so many people riding together. I mean, that's why CM Punk bought that tour bus a couple
Big
of
Show,
years
too.
before he left. You know, Big Show, yeah. It just, you know, they got to try to take care of their bodies the best they can, and that is one way to do it. You know, if they've got a bus, they can rest while, you know, while somebody drives them to the next town versus four guys piling in a fucking, you know, sedan with like 3 cases of beer and a bag of weed like they used to do it back in the 80s.
Yeah. Could you imagine being in some of those cars? Because
Some of the stories that you hear,
yeah, like this goes into our, like, I want to break it down into your favorite pro, your favorite worker, and your favorite promo. My favorite pro is Kevin Nash.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about his first car ride. It was Kevin Nash, Sid, Harley Race, and the Sheik.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
Could you imagine?
Not the Iron Sheik, but the Sheik.
No, the Iron Sheik.
Oh, the Iron Sheik.
Yeah,
okay.
not the Detroit, like the Sheik,
Okay.
not Sabu's uncle, but the
Okay.
Iron Sheik. So my favorite pro is Kevin Nash. I think for a big man, besides the Undertaker, he moved the best. I love this promo. I love the fact that he does shoot interviews and he seems to be completely honest and candid.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my favorite pro. Josh, who's yours?
It's really, I don't know if I have a, I mean, I say these days, you know, my favorite of all time was Punk.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Punk. And the next two, like really close to him, were Bret Hart and Edge.
Yeah.
And I would have to give Bret Hart the edge on the best worker out of those three. A Punk, the best talker out of the three. Edge would probably be the best overall out of all three of them. But I mean, I can't narrow it down to just one. It's those three, and they're from 3 different eras. You know, but it's hard, man. But I usually just say, you know, Punk was my all-time favorite because I was following him in the indie days. You know, back when he was in Ring of Honor and the brief stint he had in TNA, and you know the stuff that he was doing on the in Ring of Honor with Samoa Joe and with Raven and Colt Cabana and AJ Styles. That stuff was amazing even back then. And I was just like, that dude's going to be huge. So I'd probably have to go Punk.
All right, Rob, what about you? Your favorite pro? Just overall.
Yeah, because I'm pretty out of touch with anything much after 2000, but
that's fine, dude.
And I was always a big Undertaker fan. The man worked his ass off. He knew how to work a crowd, and he would put his body through so much shit. As far as shit talking and promo, though, nobody tops the Macho Man.
Yeah.
The cream of the crop, baby.
The cream of the crop, baby. Too sour.
Oh, yeah.
You come up here for a little cup of coffee in the big time, huh?
Oh, just his persona was so over the top and strong. I used to love
That's
I see you, Hogan. You got them jealous eyes.
Yep.
Deluxe. Deluxe was just saying in the chat, Macho Man or The Rock could entertain me without even wrestling. He's absolutely
Walter,
right.
Right.
Walter said Rock or Stone Cold.
An old school Hogan.
And the thing that was
hated
unique about
Hogan.
Undertaker, what you were saying, is he could work a match with a big dude or a small dude.
Right.
Because like his matches with Bret Hart were great. You know, anything he did, like fucking Shawn Michaels.
Oh.
Anything.
Yep.
Oh, I see you, little boy. How you doing?
What's up?
I don't think he can hear us because Sam, dude.
No, he can't hear.
I'm hearing you, buddy.
He gave us the Colossus roar.
Yeah.
Hey, Walter brought up a good one too. You remember the Stone Cold
Ministry.
promos?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Stone Cold was another one that could work the crowd when he'd drive the truck into the damn ring and start spraying beer everywhere. Oh yeah.
Dude, I love when Angle did the milk truck.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That was fucking hilarious. All right,
Kurt
Rob.
Angle.
Excuse me, Sam. Who's your favorite overall pro? We're gonna go to worker and promo next, but your overall favorite pro wrestler of all time.
Stone Cold.
Stone
I think
Cold.
he just hit it at that right time for me.
Yeah.
All right.
And back like in the Attitude Era, where like they could just fucking do whatever they wanted.
Yeah, dude, I love the Attitude Era. That was my gold time for wrestling, man.
Like just pretty much completely uncensored, you know?
Yep.
It's so cool.
Watching Stone Cold give a beating to Vince McMahon, probably my favorite ever.
All right, so let's move on to the second part of what we believe makes a great pro. Your favorite worker. I'll go in my favorite. If I want to watch a technical match and just enjoy that, mine was Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Man, he put on some classics with Ric Flair back in the 80s.
Ric Flair was savage. I mean, with Rick Rude, those were. Rick Rude was another one. I think that Rick Rude might be one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Josh, your favorite worker, just for his work rate.
Probably Brett. But one that's not bring up that I will give an honorable mention to, Steven Regal.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that man could work.
And he made Goldberg look like a fool, which was amazing.
Yep.
He besmirched Goldberg.
Damn, I gotta think of who that even is now.
Steven Regal.
Steven Regal.
Oh, dude.
God,
he had one of the
awesome.
craziest.
He was in line. He was in line to get a huge push back in the mid 2000s until that big steroid goof hit right after the Benoit thing.
Yeah.
He's a man. Oh,
yeah, I remember that.
Man.
That shit was terrible.
Hey. All right, Rob. Who's your favorite again?
Oh, for worker, it was Undertaker.
Undertaker.
Yeah, or well, I mean, he falls in a lot of them, but that I'll throw an honorable mention out for Triple H too. I used to love watching his shit.
I hate that fucker.
Oh, he's an arrogant ass, but the man knows how to work.
I see, like out of the clique, I think he was the weakest link.
Think
wrestling wise.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
because you got Nash, and a lot of people shit on Nash. 5 moves, like Cena with the 5 moves of doom or whatever. Cornette buried him.
Why did he need more though? Look at his size. Why did he need more?
Yeah,
right.
All he needs is 5.
And you have X-Pac, Sean Waltman,
who was also an amazing technical mat wrestler and high flyer.
His matches with Razor and fucking
oh God, when he was the 1-2-3
Bret Hart. His
Yeah.
match with Bret Hart on Raw is one of the best matches in the history of Raw.
I got an Xbox 360.
Then you got Shawn Michaels. I mean,
Yeah. Shawn Michaels is pretty bad. Yeah, that dude could
and then
fly.
Triple H.
And Scott Hall.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Scott Hall.
Yeah.
And I mean, Scott Hall would fucking bump for anybody, and he would fucking job to anybody. Like the story of him jobbing to Jericho and pissing off Bischoff. That's a fucking classic. But
No.
I mean, I can understand people liking Triple H. It's just he was never my bag, and I just never liked the way he worked. But I can understand.
He put a lot of thought into his movement. I guess that's where I always liked him. It was always very analytical in the way he wrestled.
Yeah.
Well, you know, a lot of
when they started calling him the cerebral assassin, like you paid attention more to what he was doing in the ring, and that,
Right.
Oh, Rob's getting tired.
Oh, Rob had 4 hours of sleep last night, and
Then he drove for hundreds of miles today.
pretty much.
2,000 miles.
All right.
That's all right. Rob's got fresh coffee upstairs, so I'll be around for the unbroadcast, and I'll wake up.
All right, Sam, your favorite worker, just for work rate.
Mine, I'd say Kurt Angle, just
Kurt
because
Angle was a beast.
He was a
Oh,
beast.
God, yes. Oh, my good Lord, yes.
you know, well, Nick, you know, I'm a big like college wrestling and like Olympic wrestling fan, and I feel like I was actually like watching a couple of his matches the other day. They just like popped up on YouTube, and it was cool because like he did some of that same like technique and stuff and he kind of brought it over to what he was doing there. And like Brock Lesnar, you know, same thing. He was a NCAA champion.
He was amazing in NCAA.
Yeah, he was a man. It's a funny thing about him. If he would have won his junior year, Minnesota would have won the team title, but he fucking lost to Steve Neal.
Yeah,
And that was his only loss.
They lost the team title by like a point. It's fucking sucked. But yeah, so like anyone who comes from that background, I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
And see, like people shit on Lesnar because they don't like his attitude, but that man is a fucking genetic freak.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a smart businessman too.
And
Yeah,
steroids or not, I don't give a fuck. That man's genetics are amazing. Like people, I mean, people.
Steroids only work so well.
Yeah,
steroids
like Nick,
only
you
enhance.
You mentioned that, and like you look at the way he looks, but like recently I've gone back and just watched like some college wrestling matches, and like every fucking heavyweight looked like that. Man. And I'm like, so basically like between 95 and 2002, like everyone was just juicing like in college wrestling. So it's like, it's just wild to me. I'm like, there's no way everyone just looks like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm sure Rulon Gardner was all natural.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, but then it's like at the same time, everyone's doing it. So it's like, fuck if it's a level playing field.
I mean, that's Joe Rogan's argument for MMA. Is that just let the fucking dudes juice to the fucking gills, and let's see who's the best of the best. Fucking however.
Yeah, and especially if the UFC doesn't get like their testing in order, because to me, if I was in charge of the UFC, we would do like Olympic level testing.
They do now.
But then it's like it also depends on like the athletic commissions that they're in.
Yeah.
So like if they're in New York State or if they're in New Jersey, like the rules might be different. So it's just too many variables.
And the shit that people get popped for too. John Jones, like
so kind of going back to this like amateur wrestling thing, this dude Jordan Oliver, he was a 2-time national champ from Oklahoma State. He got popped because he drank coffee like before it. It's like he could compete for like a whole year, and like he would be like our world team rep at his weight class, but like he couldn't compete because it's like some bullshit. Yeah, it was like either like coffee or like he took a fucking Advil or something. Like it's just so like crazy.
If you pop for a certain caffeine level over in your bloodstream, they'll bust you in USADA.
Exactly, but then like for the Russian national team, they have like RUSADA, which is like the Russian anti-doping agency, where it's like Yeah, they're just gonna fucking lie and
Yeah.
cheat and
steal.
Yeah.
like
In
the-
Russia, they
Yep.
inject you with steroids.
yeah, they basically yeah pretty much.
So just on a little bit of a side note on this topic, this is the third week we're talking wrestling. Hope you all know that you just made me sign up for the WWE Network.
Fuck yeah.
Good. Hey, you've already helped kids this week, and now it's time to,
Help yourself.
this kind of segues into
And dude,
the next.
SummerSlam's coming up on Sunday. So, and the next part is the best promo. Who do you think the best promo is? We'll go ahead with you, Josh, because you seem hyped.
Yes. Rob, since you now have the network, I want you to type in these two words: Kane Dewey.
Kane Doobie.
CANE
Oh,
space
man.
DEWEY. Kane Dewey
Oh,
is one of the
Jesus.
most absolute, and as much as I love Hard Times,
It's
Kane
Mick
Dewey.
Foley.
Yeah, dude.
This is ECW Mick Foley. This is one of the most incredible promos you will ever watch. And you must watch it, but not right now because we still got a show to wrap up.
Right. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. I used to love the Mick Foley and Cactus Jack promos. Oh my god, the sock puppet.
You haven't seen Steve Austin in ECW because all he did was fucking run promos. You need to check that out too.
Yep, he only ever worked one match, and he jobbed to Mikey Whipwreck.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, it was a three-way dance between him and Sandman, wasn't it? And Mikey Whipwreck.
I'm not sure, man.
And like Sandman was the champion, and Stone Cold had been hurt, and he did work the one match, and Mikey Whipwreck was the one that won. Huh. Yeah,
So
crazy stuff.
Mick Foley's your favorite promo of all time?
Kane Dewey. Notables are Hard Times by Dusty Rhodes and Punk's Pop Bomb. But Kane Dewey's all-time best promo for me.
I was speaking basically like of a wrestler. Who's your favorite?
Oh, who do you think had the best promos?
Yeah.
All around. I thought you meant favorite promo ever. My bad.
No, it's all right, man.
Ooh.
God dang it, Josh.
Ooh. Okay. I'm sorry. My river was flowing in a completely different direction, man. Modern era Punk and 80s, 90s Flair.
Oh, Flair had some awesome shit.
Yeah. All right, Rob, you go.
I'm a hardcore Macho Man guy, man. From the cream of the crop on, that man could do no wrong. And the old school Hulkamania.
Yeah.
Anything to do with the Hulkamania that was my jam as a kid.
Sam?
Undertaker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that was just
Paul Bearer, man, that made
that's when I realized like what a manager could do.
Yeah.
Yes,
my Undertaker.
Yeah. And this was back in like between like 92 and like 95, and I was really watching this shit heavy, like, and playing Sega at the same time. So
yeah. All right,
Sonic was running from the Taker.
Mine's Dusty. I love Dusty.
Oh, Dusty Rhodes.
Just the son of a plumber, and anything. The whole, even when he got saddled with the fucking polka dots, and everything he did with Flair. I mean, that whole I've eaten pork and beans and I've dined with kings and queens, or however the fuck dude. Fucking Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes like remind me of Muhammad Ali. And this, like, the way Dusty handled himself, it was just amazing. We're hitting the 11 o'clock hour. We had a comment in the chat that I kind of wanted to touch on, and then we can close the show out and go to an unbroadcasted. Walter brought up the point. What do you think would have happened if Vince McMahon never bought WCW?
It still would have gone out of business.
Yep.
They wouldn't have, they would. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't think about and realize is when the merger happened with Tom Warner and they brought in the new department heads, the guy who was over the television division did not want any wrestling whatsoever on the networks, and it was not going to be broadcast. They wouldn't have had a home, they wouldn't have had TV, and at that point they would have died because they could not have survived.
And they were hemorrhaging money at the time too.
They were hemorrhaging money. They still would have shut the doors.
Yeah,
especially with no TV spots for revenue, they would have shut them very, very soon after he bought them anyway.
Yep.
And he got it for pretty much a song.
You do know that there was a counter offer made.
There was a counter offer made by Eric Bischoff.
Eric Bischoff was actually worth more than what Vince McMahon offered, and Bischoff was going to take WCW to TNN at that time.
Yep.
So that would have happened, but I don't see how they were a viable business with what they were paying their talent, how badly Russo fucked everything up. I mean, putting the belt on himself, putting the belt on Arquette, you know, the whole New Blood Millionaires Club shit.
I hate Vince Russo so much. Everybody praised him as the Messiah of wrestling, and it's like, okay.
I mean, he's basically
the good ideas that he had to go through Vince.
I mean, he basically has run two promotions, one promotion into the ground, and one that is struggling to get back out of everything that he did.
And probably won't ever fully recover because they're just too far buried.
Yeah.
And people can say what they want about Vince McMahon, but the man knows sports entertainment.
Yeah.
The man knows.
Well, hell, he invented it.
Yeah. And he's not afraid to get in it. That's the other thing. How many other places do you see where the owner jumps in the ring and gets dirty?
Well, all the time with Jeff Jarrett.
They did after him. But, you know, Vince did it first and Vince did it best.
Yep.
And the thing is like everybody talks about how dirty Vince is. I mean, Vern Gagne wasn't a very nice guy either.
No.
You know, and there's the story about how he tried to pay Sheik to break Hogan's leg in Madison Square Garden in that match, and how Vern Gagne just fucked everybody out of fucking money, and that's why AWA went down. And then he was pushing his son Greg, who couldn't wrestle worth a fuck.
Yep.
I just tagged you guys on something on Instagram.
That's what that alert was. If that came across my audio there.
Speaking of Vince McMahon,
what did you do when he blew both quads? Walk into the ring.
You just gotta go look. Go to Instagram and look.
Making me open up Instagram here.
Oh, it's Instagram?
Wait, are you doing it on your computer, Nick?
Yeah.
You can open up Instagram and comment on Instagram on your PC. You just can't post from your PC.
I didn't even know that.
You're gonna make me go look for you.
I'm not trying to figure this shit out right now. God damn it.
I can't look at it if you posted it to yours because, well, I just followed you, but it's private.
But yeah, WCW was doomed. I mean, the amount of money they were hemorrhaging, unless they had more backing than Eric Bischoff and his group, they weren't going to fucking, you know, be able to have the infrastructure to actually run shows. They weren't going to have TV time. Okay.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I saw it.
I'll laugh later.
Oh my God, that's good.
I mean, WCW at its end was worse than TNA is now.
Yeah. Oh, it was a lot of mismanagement on that whole thing.
I mean, they had just bad after bad after bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Bischoff won for 83 weeks straight. Good for him. He got
Mhm.
he got shit canned. They brought in Jim Hurd, then they brought in fucking Russo. I mean, the decisions that they made to just try to compete with Vince McMahon buried the company, and the amount of money they had to fucking dip out to just fucking compete with Vince McMahon.
If they hadn't
buried the
focused on
company.
trying to win and just focused instead on putting out good content, especially those last 2 years, they would have succeeded.
Yeah.
But they were putting out those last 2 years pure garbage most times.
I mean,
When your world champion that's crowned the night before shows up on Monday Night Raw the next night
yeah,
with 3 other people,
yeah,
you
that's what I
know
was
there's
gonna
something
say.
wrong.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, Benoit and they had to drop the belt there, and it's just insane. And like the thing was, if you guys ever want a great perspective on it, Kevin Sullivan has a shoot on kayfabe commentaries called The End of WCW, and if you want to see like how he thinks about it, and he talks about the Benoit situation because he was with Nancy Benoit before Chris Benoit, and
Yeah.
I mean he was the booker that put the title on Benoit.
Yeah.
Even after
Yeah.
the dude stole his wife from him.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, there's so like the fall of WCW. It was just like the fucking crash at 29. You know what I mean? As far as how fast it happened. Just because of such mismanagement. You got to think it was only probably about 2 years they were beating Vince McMahon's ass and then went out of business.
Right.
And then you got the fall of ECW, which is just as fucking crazy, because of the mismanagement by Heyman, how homegrown it was and just no infrastructure. Vince McMahon is a genius. Whatever you think of him, whatever your opinion of Vince McMahon is a genius, and you just have to admit it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to like him, but you got to
Yeah.
respect what he's done.
Exactly. And I mean, he didn't do anything that anybody else didn't do. There were talent raids in the fucking promotional days too, and nobody liked it.
Yeah.
So I mean, he just did it bigger and better than everybody else. So
Well, it helps that Vince McMahon was a showman too. I mean,
yeah.
he knows. As soon as you figure out how to work the crowd and promote the product, that's the one thing he excels at. He knows how to promote.
It certainly wasn't commentary. Oh my, what a maneuver!
I mean,
Right?
once you have New York and LA, you're pretty much fucking guaranteed to win a national battle. Those are the two biggest markets. He ran everybody out of California. The WWF was the promotion in New York, and they had the entire Northeast, and all of those states are huge markets. Vince fucking played the game, and he won.
Yeah.
And no matter, like you said, you don't have to like the dude, but you have to respect what he did.
And he played the long game from the get-go.
Yeah. And he took risks, man. And not all of them paid off. But the ones that did paid off fucking huge.
Yep.
The XFL.
The WBF, the World Bodybuilding Federation.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he got Lex Luger away from WCW. He signed him to a World Body Federation contract.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he realized how shitty Luger was to work with.
So, yeah.
I met that dude.
Let him go after that year.
Yeah. The narcissist. I remember that. Him slamming Yokozuna on the flag carrier.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think we've pretty much run out of steam, and it's a good time to go ahead and end.
I think we're all about ready to face it.
Yeah, I've had a 64-ounce White Russian.
Jesus Christ.
So let's go, babies.
Well, I want to thank we knew chat was going to be a little slow tonight because
Yeah,
so many of our friends
NJCC.
in JCC's going on, and a lot of them are
Shout
traveling
out to those
tonight.
guys, man. Good for them.
Yes, safe travels to all of our friends
Yeah,
going to NJCC and back.
it's a good little
And-
get together.
Yeah. Looking forward to videos and pictures from the event.
Yeah, that's what I'll be
And
doing tomorrow.
anybody interested, I'm sure Dust and the other guys on Romo Collectors will have live videos. They always do some cool shit on
Mhm.
in that Facebook group. So go ahead and check that out. We might have something next week from Russ, maybe. If he
Our man
feels
in the
like it.
streets. That's why he's
Man
not
on
on
the
tonight.
streets.
We set him on assignment, so he
If he
can be
makes
on
it.
tonight.
I was trying.
That is if he makes it through the weekend without Anna beating him for buying too much stuff.
That, and I was trying to get him to take a video of Anna, but I don't know if we can show that on YouTube.
Oh God.
Oh,
All right.
Jesus.
Love you guys. Thank you for watching. I know the numbers are down this week because of NJCC. We don't care. We're loving doing the show. We're loving interacting
yeah,
with
man.
you guys.
For real.
So come
Yeah,
back and
big
check
shout
us
out.
out. And you guys have a wonderful weekend and a good week. Talk to you later. Bye.